Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, depending on where you're watching me from. I just want to talk about the man Peter Obi. I just stumbled on this particular video and I begin to wonder how many politicians can be able to boast of um, businesses that they run. Yes, some people will tell you, in Nigeria, the easiest way to make money is politics. But Peter Obi has shown that it's not just politics that can give you money. And that is why he's so much interested in coming uh, into the country to become the president so that he can change the narrative. Because when you hear this man speak, you will discover that he has a whole lot of businesses that he runs. Yes, he's business minded. And I still believe that he's going to inject this kind of brain because who leads you matters a lot. That's one thing I've come to understand. Who leads you, who mentors you matters a lot. If P2B is at the helm of affairs, I believe he will introduce more businesses with his power. You understand? Everybody's entitled to vote whoever they want to vote for. But when you hear the man P2B speak in this very video, you will not get to understand that he is not coming into politics to come and grab. Yes. Instead, I feel he's coming to reorientate the people. He's coming to make them understand that you have to be business conscious and not siphoning conscious. Yes, when you hear him speak, you will discover that he has been into business for a very long time. He's even telling you that politics made him poorer. But there are some people that will tell you that since they joined politics, they started making excess money. And that is why some of them, the moment they leave political seats, bam, you will not hear of them again. That's why some of them, due to they know that they don't have any running business to fall back to, they will always want to, if they finish governor, they want to become a senator, they want to become a House of Rep members, they want to become a minister. You understand? Yes, I still know that there are some people that are passionate about this politics thing, but some people just run into those positions because of what they can grab. Yes, but the man P2B, when I heard him talk about the different businesses that he has run, the different places that he has worked, you will get to understand his kind of mindset. In fact, just watch this video, then you will get to know where I'm coming from. Just watch this video.
Ruben, when I came here, I brought a few things that ordinary is personal to me. I lived in England when they introduced American Express card, platinum card. I was living in England when they introduced it. And they said 5,000 people will get it. Those 5,000 people, their card showed charter member. This is my own. Showed their charter member. Member since 1987.
Can somebody use it on your behalf?
No, so I lived in England, Ruben.
I know you don't need to look at it.
Ruben, I lived in England when American Express introduced black card. And they said 1,000 persons will be issued with this card. I have it here, so charter member. To tell you my experience in this card, they told me to go and collect this card somewhere in Sloane Street around Harrods. I got there. When I came out from the station, the man who was in the office where I was going to collect it asked me, "Who are you?" And I introduced myself. He said, "How did you come?" I said, "I came from Knightsbridge underground." He said, "Well, underground?" I said, "Yes." "Who are you?" I called my name. He said, "We don't have any name or card like that here." So I left to go back to the station because what I use in England, everybody knows is underground. I was going back to the station when my bank manager called me and said, "Peter, go back there. I think they found the card." What shocked me is, how can this man come from underground to collect this card that everybody have come to collect Rolls Royce on this one? Ruben had a viable business. If anything, politics, I'm not regretting. Because everywhere I found myself is grace of God. That's why when I went into the same politics, when people say this person is doing this, I say, listen, I came here by grace of God, I won't abuse it. Otherwise, if there's anything to regret in my life, it's going into politics. Because he made me poorer. But however, I'm glad that God allowed me to also make a success of it.
Mr. Obi,
so
maybe you have to be
the
more
business
specific.
I'm doing,
What kind of business?
I'm telling
How
you,
did you make the
that's
money?
what I'm telling you. The business I'm doing, that I was a brand and market management company that I run. I Heinz franchise. You can go and look. I was the sole importer of Heinz salad cream, baked beans, just to give you an example of one company. South African breweries, who's the international breweries, I was their sole engineer. I can go on and on. I was working, bringing the Ovaltine for Novartis with another company. When I can go on and everything. In fact, to tell you what the company is, the company I was involved before, when I left and my brother took it over and paid me off, sort of became Next Cash and Carry that you see in Abuja and Port Harcourt now. So it's the same company. I was a trader. Everybody knows I was a very big trader. Even chairman will tell you. Chairman knew I used to import wine and used to send him champagne. He will tell you that when he was in Surrey, when all of us were still at the struggling stage. So I had a viable business, but went into banking. So if the person wants to know, I was sitting on board of 3 banks, could be chairman of one before I became governor. So that is also a business.
So you have shares in those banks too?
Major shares.
Major shares in those banks?
Yes.
Well, thank you very much.
Now that you're done watching, you get to understand what I mean. See, if you're watching this video and you intend going into politics, try to have something tangible that you're doing, so that immediately, either after 4 years or you're no longer in any political seat, you can still have something that you can fall back to without thinking of how to grab it. Because all this money that most politicians, they just loot. I wonder what they want to do with this one. But all the same, you are now acquainted with the kind of man Peter Obi is. Do well to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and don't forget to turn on the notification bell so that you can have more of this from this channel. Thank you, and God bless you.